we welcome you to Dahlonega, Georgia, where the North Georgia women's soccer and men's soccer teams will be participating in a doubleheader tonight. First up, it's the Lady Nighthawks as they're going to be taking on the number 6 ranked team in the nation in the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. And we want to welcome you guys up to the broadcast booth tonight. Devin Kupka alongside Peyton Howell. Peyton, welcome to North Georgia. You're making your broadcasting debut with the Nighthawk Sports Network. How are you?
I'm doing great. I mean, it's great weather, great day for a doubleheader. Like, just awesome day for soccer. It's just something new. I'm just looking forward to it.
All right, and we are set for a good one indeed. North Georgia, the women's soccer team coming off, unfortunately, a losing result against Columbus State. Now, Columbus State, also one of the best teams in the nation, currently sitting at number 2 in the country in Division II. And it was a tough loss on Saturday for North Georgia, and they're looking to rebound against another top team in the nation tonight in Lenoir-Rhyne.
Yeah, I mean, 2 tough teams back to back. That's a very hard task. But you know, this team has been very fun to watch all year. Close game, so I think this would be a fun one.
It will be indeed. So let's look at the starting lineup for the North Georgia women's soccer team for tonight. So we're ready to get things underway here in Dahlonega. North Georgia on their toughest stretch of the season so far. Waiting for the referee's whistle to go off to get this one underway. And we are underway here in Dahlonega. It is a blackout night here at Lynn Cottrell Park, day before Halloween. As mentioned before, let's go through the North Georgia starting lineup. In goalkeeper tonight, number 0, Sierra Fowler. Then we got number 2, Alex Clark. Number 3, Adley Wheeler. Number 4, Grace McGill. Number 5, Elise Baresi. Number 9, Chloe Diaz. Number 12, Bailey Oettinger. Number 13, Nina Lopez. Number 16, Darby Olive. Number 18, Kat Watry. And number 26, Alexa Arnott.
Hey, first of all, I'm loving the uniforms. They're sick. They're awesome.
Yes, it's a, as I mentioned, blackout night.
Yeah.
Great way to do that.
Yeah.
Had some great graphics up here on the video board here at Lynn Cottrell Park as women's soccer looked to rebound from their loss on Saturday against Columbus State. Baresi had a good game on Saturday against Columbus State, getting them down to a season-low shots and goals scored on the season, which made her the Peach Belt Conference Defender of the Week.
Yeah, very impressive.
We'll see what she has in store for North Georgia. Now, she's coming off 2 games where she played all 90 minutes, so she's played in the last 180 minutes of play for the Nighthawks, and we'll see how much she plays in this matchup, given that she's played in the whole game in back-to-back matchups. This ball's been really contested at the midfield point for most of this game.
It really hasn't been a full going either way yet. It's just been right at midfield.
We'll see which team gives way to the pressure first, but North Georgia looking to pick up a much-needed win. Currently 5th in the regional rankings that just came out yesterday in the NCAA.
It would be huge.
This would be a huge game to win as Lenoir-Rhyne is in the southeastern region. Team out of Hickory, North Carolina. So ball's passed on the far side over towards the area of Bailey Oettinger. Now these two teams haven't met all that often. Only have 8 appearances or 8 contests logged between these two teams. North Georgia last picked up a win against them in September of 2021 here in Dahlonega, winning 1-0 over the Lenoir-Rhyne.
No, it's really making a push here. Trying to get something going.
Lenoir-Rhyne getting down there. No team has landed the ball in the box yet between either programs. We had a throw in on the near side near the corner. It's going to be a kick in and way left of the goal.
UNG's been very good this year at defense, only now in 12 goals. So, I mean, considering right there, it shows right there how good we're playing.
Yeah, and North Georgia against a highly ranked Columbus State team only fell 1-0 on Saturday down in Columbus, Georgia. So we'll see what the Nighthawks have in store tonight. The ball over, kicked on the near side to Alexa Arnoff, who's working her way upfield. Darby Olive on the charge, but gets kicked away to directly midfield, and Lenoir-Rhyne starting to take control, where it's going over to the Peach Belt Conference Defender of the Week on the far right side, near the right wing. Ball being contested in the box now. See your Fowler almost having to move out of the 6-yard box. As we still stay scoreless here 5 minutes into the matchup. It's kind of that feeling out process that we're kind of feeling for both teams here. Not any of them being too particularly aggressive early in this one. So kicked out deep from the back end. Now Oettinger on the far side. 5 minutes into this contest, I mentioned earlier, two teams not too aggressive early in this one. Lenoir-Rhyne having a very good season so far. Undefeated on the year, 9-0-4. So they tied in their last game against Limestone at home this past Saturday up at Hickory, North Carolina, tying that 1-1. So that broke a 5-game or 6-game winning streak for the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. That one taken away by Darby Olive, senior out of Peachtree City, Georgia. She gets this one inside the box, but it's going to be kicked away by a Bear defender. So now Georgia trying to make something happen here. Get inside the box, but
got tripped up there.
Ultimately rolls into the hands of the goalkeeper, Miller. It's Riley Miller in goalkeeping for Lenoir-Rhyne today. Now that one taken away by North Georgia and passed on to the far side. Looks like that's Darby Olive over there for North Georgia. One kick
A shot
inside
here?
the box, and that
Ooh.
one just over the goal.
Just a little, so close. Good look. Great look. So close.
So we talk about aggression. North Georgia, looks like they've had 2 shots so far in this one, starting to apply some pressure to Lenoir-Rhyne. This is North Georgia's last non-Peach Belt Conference matchup of the season. Got one more game left in the regular season for North Georgia. That coming up against Lander within the next week. That game had to be rescheduled due to the effects of Hurricane Helene. So Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make something happen here. Ava Hartman down there for the Bears. Now one kicked away by North Georgia. Now over to Darby Olive as she's trying to make a good counterattack here for North Georgia. Now over to Grace McGill. Rolled out of bounds. Alexa Arnoff throwing it in for North Georgia. Now back over to Olive. Olive dancing around to the defender. Back to Arnoff. Kicked inside the box. Now over a
Good
shot.
look.
And it's going to be caught up by Riley Miller. Looked like that shot was by Chloe Diaz. Diaz, a sophomore out of Commerce, Georgia.
Great look, but even also a great save. Full out, just laid out for that ball. Great effort on both parts.
See what Lenoir-Rhyne does here. Ball makes it all the way down to the other side of the attacking third. For 10 minutes into this matchup, it's going to be a Bear throw-in. Now highly contested over there with Alex Clark. Another throw in on the right wing. Bouncing around the 6-yard box, and Sierra Fowler making the leaping grab for North Georgia. Fowler rolling this one over to Watry. Now over to Alexa Arnoff on the near side. Kicking it deep over to Grace McGill. We'll see what happens here. And Miller kicks this one out. Ball almost went into the trash can right in front of the grandstands here.
I think I must got a souvenir there.
Yeah. So Alexa Arnoff throwing that one in. Kat Watry kicks this one deep over to midfield. Now lands back over in the area of Watry. Now to Nia Lopez. Lopez over the middle. Intended for McGill. Now back to Watry. Watry over to Arnoff, and then back to Kat Watry. We've seen Kat Watry have a really good season for North Georgia so far, and she's passed it to another Nighthawk having a good season, Darby Olive. Darby Olive passing this one on the outside to Chloe Diaz, and ball ultimately rolls out of bounds.
Both stats have really been aggressive to try and get it down. But great defense both sides. It's great. So far it's been a great defensive game, and as you see here.
Defensive battle it has been so far. Now Baresi on that back line for North Georgia. As I mentioned earlier, she won the Peach Belt Defender of the Week. It's going to be curious to see how long Coach Ralton will keep her in the game today as she's played back-to-back games. The 180 minutes to her name. So that ball will roll out of bounds on the far side. Throw in for the Nighthawks. See if North Georgia can get anything going here. As they're the team that's so far applied the most pressure towards Lenoir-Rhyne, but kind of in that still that feeling out process. Now Watry all by herself on the back end. Now had to kick it over to Sierra Fowler. Now Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make a charge. Evan O'Leary is over there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Now North Georgia back in control of Baracey. Now an Adley Wheeler throw in. This one sails into the box, but Riley Miller will be there to scoop it up for the Bears. As we mentioned there, Evan O'Leary for Lenoir-Rhyne, going to be a player to certainly watch out for this year, scoring 4 goals so far in the 13 games that she's played. But we've seen really a lot from this Lenoir-Rhyne team is that a lot of these goals are scored. Might not have the highest numbers per player, but with the amount of different players that have scored a goal, something North Georgia is going to have to watch out for today.
Yes.
Louis also has 10 assists, so while she scores, she also loves to spread the ball around also. She's a great overall scorer.
One of the reasons why Lenoir-Rhyne is a top 10 team in the nation,
There you
almost
go.
top 5 team in the nation as well.
When you have that superstar, that's what happens.
Super. 15 minutes into this matchup. No team really having the clear advantage, although if you had to say right now who's winning the first 15 minutes, you'd probably give it to North Georgia.
Agreed, yes. They've been extremely aggressive.
And it just seems like they're getting more and more aggressive here. So North Georgia, they've lost against Columbus State, but then last Wednesday they beat Clayton State here in Dahlonega 3-0. And then they lost against Georgia Southwestern here at home 1-0. That's something North Georgia's going to have to look for, is get multiple goals up on the board. But when North Georgia does lose, it's only by a slim margin. And you got to give props to them on Saturday for going up against the number 2 team and only allowing 1 goal.
Yeah, like look at the entire season. It's been like you said, so close, hard battles, but sometimes they just couldn't. They just wouldn't wind up in their favor. But yeah, tough team, fights to the end. And like you said, they could ask to be against the number 2 team. It's Columbus State. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it was over there. Leonie Prossel for Lenoir-Rhyne was inside the box trying to get a shot on goal there, but Sierra Fowler able to come up with it. It's going to be interesting to see how this back line of North Georgia holds up in this game against Lenoir-Rhyne. They did a very good job, as we mentioned, against Columbus State, but going to see how they do. So far, they've been more or less the attackers in this game.
But that can change very quickly. It takes one swift momentum. Momentum is the key.
Which has kind of been, if you go back to the Georgia Southwestern game that was played a week and a half ago here, you know, North Georgia never lost to that team. You kind of saw that late momentum shift and what really propelled the Hurricanes to their first win over North Georgia. So you're going to have to watch out for that too. And you talked about earlier this program. It comes down to the wire with the women's soccer team. Women's soccer team had a very good season last year. Lost a lot of seniors, but you've had a lot of players step up and have good seasons. Elise Baracey, Kat Watry, Darby Olive, they've all come in and stepped up and had good seasons for North Georgia. Ariel Arnoff, very good player last year. Younger sister, Alexa Arnoff, playing for North Georgia as well. Still currently playing for North Georgia, and she's been doing good as well.
Yeah, it's like in every sport, it's the next player up. And North Georgia really showed that this year. After losing all the players last year, they really stepped up big time.
They have, and it's a good thing that how good the team was last year, that they were able to get experience, especially in the NCAA postseason last year. The top two teams in the Southeast region last year, Catawba and Lenoir-Rhyne. North Georgia was actually supposed to play Catawba earlier this season, what would have been a rematch of the second round of the NCAA tournament. North Georgia trying to make something happen over there by Chloe Diaz, but kicked out to midfield, where Lenoir-Rhyne going to start staging a counterattack. Now North Georgia coming up with an interception. Now Watry over to Arnoff on the near side. North Georgia tries to march down the field. Arnoff looking for Nighthawk to pass it to. Pass it back to Watry. Watry will pass it back to Baracey. Over to Diaz at midfield. Now North Georgia towards the left wing. Dancing this one inside the box, and shot blocked from Alex Clark. There's Alex Clark. Looks like there should have been a whistle there on the left wing as she got pushed down by a Lenoir-Rhyne defender. This ball roll out of play. So we've got the first subs coming in for both squads. Looks like Chloe Diaz is going to be stepping off the pitch for North Georgia. And it also looks like Grace McGill steps off the field as well. Emma Moreau coming onto the pitch. It's actually the only Nighthawk coming onto the pitch. Darby Olive here had a situation there. This one, another shot blocked by a Lenoir-Rhyne defender. And Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make a counterattack. Darby Olive there for North Georgia, but whistles ultimately called against the Nighthawks. Darby Olive almost had an opportunity there, but ultimately
had a couple of good looks there, but it's great defense.
Rosa Gonzalez was there for Lenoir-Rhyne. We'll see where Riley Miller will kick this one. Goalkeeper for the Bears. That went over by midfield, but North Georgia immediately regaining possession. And now Lenoir-Rhyne counteroffensive. On the far side. Now North Georgia trying to make something happen. They're on the move. Darby Olive towards the near side of the field. We'll see what happens here. And not able to get the pass off. That was Bailey Oettinger. You had Darby Olive there sailing in. We're 23 minutes into this matchup. So far at a standstill when it comes to the score, but it looks like North Georgia, team that's had the most opportunities to score early on in this one.
Yeah, I mean, starting off, it got out at midfield, but now it's been really more, like we said earlier, momentum is a big factor. And right now, I think UNG has that. It's only a matter of time before someone puts a score on the board.
Now, Lenoir-Rhyne on the right wing. Catwatchery chasing, and ball will land out of play. So we got some more subs coming in for both squads. Get those subs in as soon as we get them in. So it looks like Angie Garcia and Bailey Oettinger, or excuse me, Sam Cottle. Sam Cottle coming in for Bailey Oettinger. See Elise Baresi still out there for North Georgia. We'll see what North Georgia has in store as that ball rolls out of play. More subs being made.
Looks like it's Allie Ramsey coming in for
Allie Ramsey coming in for Lenoir-Rhyne. Ramsey's only played in 6 games so far this year.
Just missed. What a good look.
So North Georgia contesting inside the box. Darby Olive's got a shot.
Goal.
Got it!
Nice.
Darby Olive with another goal on the season for North Georgia. Puts them up 1-0 over the 6th-ranked team in the nation in the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears.
First one off the crossbar. All good. We'll get it back. We'll put it in. Great look. Both shots, great look, but great possession. Great possession right there.
That's huge for North Georgia. Their first goal scored in a week. Their first goal since they played against Clayton State last week. They go 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne.
North Georgia goal scored by number 16, Darby Olive.
We'll see what Lenoir-Rhyne has in store for the Nighthawks. So we're under 20 minutes left to go in this first half, but it's Darby Olive's. That was her 5th goal of the season. Moves her up into 2nd place with who just stepped on the field, Sam Cottle. So North Georgia's got some weapons on the pitch right now. So we're 20 minutes in. So now Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make something happen down there, but Sierra Fowler with possession hands it off back to North Georgia Nighthawk. Now over to Watchery.
Let's see if we can get that momentum back for North Georgia.
North Georgia up 1-0. Now a big opportunity here for Lenoir-Rhyne. The shot, and
Great
Sierra
save.
Fowler coming up with the big save right there. take a look back at that on the replay. It's a great save by Sierra Fowler.
Lenoir-Rhyne has been very aggressive these past couple of shots, and like I said earlier, momentum is huge. And looking back how UNG had their time of momentum and finally got a goal to go. UNG before Lenoir-Rhyne comes up with a goal. I think Barry gets something going.
Lenoir-Rhyne or North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne early in this contest. It's by Darby Olive. So a shot from, wow. Sierra Fowler getting a hand on that one again.
What a great save.
Sierra Fowler.
That's a big reason why North Georgia only had 12 goals allowed this year. It saves like that.
Sierra Fowler getting better year in and year out with the Nighthawks. Wait for this corner kick coming in from Lenoir-Rhyne. Now, ever since really Peyton that we've seen is the Lenoir-Rhyne kind of getting a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, very.
After North Georgia scoring that goal from Darby Olive.
Momentum. I'm telling you.
It's got 15 minutes left in this first half. You're just joining us. Darby Olive just about 5 minutes ago put up North Georgia's first goal of the game, their first goal in the week against the number 6 team in the nation.
Right here, North Georgia is trying to get it to the other side and away from their own goal. Because the Lenoir-Rhyne can strike, like, just easily, very quickly.
We'll see what the Bears have in store. It's going to be interesting to see what will happen. Because North Georgia is playing against a very good ranked team. Go back to the NCAA regional last year, North Georgia taking down Wingate and PKs, and then lost to Catawba in the second round. Now North Georgia trying to make something happen again. Over to Lexa Arnoff. That pass might have been a little too strong. Looked like that was coming from Angie Garcia. So they throw this one back in. Watry over there from North Georgia. There's a foul against North Georgia right there over by the midfield circle. He's got a free kick here. It's going to sail into the box. It was headed away by Nighthawk, but Fowler had to leave her area and chase that ball. Sub coming on for the Bears. So you got a corner kick opportunity for Lenoir-Rhyne. This one sails into the box.
Good save.
And Sierra Fowler
Great effort, just laying it out there for the ball.
See Sierra Fowler all over the place in this first half for North Georgia. Making some great plays for the Nighthawks. That one there, too. Really, since that Darby Olive goal, we've only seen North Georgia go down on their attacking third only once.
Yeah, I mean, like kicking in midfield, getting some good looks, but the defense is just great. It's just got ever since that goal, it's just gotten better and better. Momentum's a big key, because when it was on North Georgia's side, they kept getting to the goal almost every possession.
You also got to imagine, too, North Georgia scoring first in the first 25 minutes of the game, scoreless, that it probably woke up Lenoir-Rhyne a little bit.
Very.
North Georgia currently sitting as an unranked team nationally, number 5 in the Southeast Regional, or in the Southeast region, excuse me.
Lenoir-Rhyne is number 9 for a reason, and when they wake up, you'll know it.
Lenoir-Rhyne sailed into the box, lands out of play. Lenoir-Rhyne going into last Saturday was on a 6-game win streak. Now, one thing of note, though, Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't lost a game yet this whole season. They have tied twice, or excuse me, they've tied 4 times. They're 9-0-4 on the season. We'll see if North Georgia hands them their first loss of the year. Got 10:30 left to go in the first half. So now Sierra Fowler just going to kick this one deep.
Just get it away from the goal. You cannot let give them any chances.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, North Georgia trying to alleviate the pressure that they've been receiving over the past 10 minutes. Now ball moving. Kicked on the near side to Aronoff. Now contested at midfield once again. Baracey right there for the Nighthawks. Now over on the far side. Now to Watry. Right over the middle to Garcia. Back to Baracey. So we see this. This is the part of the field North Georgia in the past 10 minutes hasn't been able to get out of. Now, potential opportunity here for Lenoir-Rhyne. Potentially one-on-one, but that was a easy ball directly to Sierra Fowler. Attempted shot there by Allie Ramsey. Got to imagine if that one was kicked a little bit harder, could have been a goal for Lenoir-Rhyne.
That's very rare. It's very, very rare for Lenoir-Rhyne. North Georgia got lucky a little bit. Because that could have easily been a goal for Lenoir-Rhyne.
Now, there's a reason the word striker is associated with the sport soccer. Sometimes got to strike those ones into the goal and kick them hard.
Inaccurate.
So goal kick here for Sierra Fowler. Signaling once again, going to go deep. Just about gets to midfield, but Lenoir-Rhyne with another takeaway. Now Alexa Aronoff on. There you go again, a big situation. And that one kicked out of the box. Lenoir-Rhyne looks ready to score a goal. Ava Hartman over there for Lenoir-Rhyne. That one kicked from deep, but goes way right of the goal.
It's a good look there.
So we've seen shots from both Lenoir-Rhyne from up close and from afar. So far not getting any opportunity. You got to imagine Allie Ramsey, that was probably the best look that they've had on goal all game.
Just a little more power. That could easily been a one for the Bears.
So we have under 7 minutes left to go in this first half. North Georgia up 1. It's a 1-0 game. So Nighthawks look to take down the number 9 ranked team in the nation. So we're going to have a throw in for the Bears. With under 6 minutes to go. North Georgia trying to get it over. Unable to do it there. Currently, Darby Olive is the difference maker in this game. Now ball contested on the far side of the field. Nighthawk gets tripped up. No whistle. Ryan gonna look like to throw this one in. You do. Ball now over near the box for the Bears. Kicked out by a Nighthawk. Now North Georgia trying to make some room. So there's some movement on the far side. And that's immediately kicked away there by Allie Ramsey from Lenoir-Rhyne.
Like you said earlier, after Darby's goal, it's been really one-sided. It'll get to midfield and just turn right back.
There's Montana Martin there for Lenoir-Rhyne inside the box. Almost had an opportunity, but had to spin due to a Nighthawk defender coming her way. That one's going to sail into the box. And looks like Alexa Arnoff got in the way of that. And as I mentioned, that player right there for Lenoir-Rhyne, Montana Martin, she had another opportunity there, but it looks like Arnoff got in front. So we'll have a corner kick opportunity for the Bears with 3:55 left to go in this first half. Again, the box. Darby Olive heading that one away for North Georgia.
Go home off the end of the half.
Now this one will sail over to midfield, over to Blanca Cruz. Now North Georgia trying to work something, but will get way over the head of Cruz and will land up in the hands of Riley Miller.
Almost like a skip away into the end of the half. Just don't let them score, basically.
Really only seen 2 or 3 times that North Georgia's really been able to get the ball over into their attacking third, but going to be something to watch out for going into the second half as we have 3 minutes remaining to go here in the first half. A pass right over the middle. Now over to Montana. Whistle called. Like to be against Lenoir-Rhyne. Sarah Fowler, the past few goal kicks, signaling these ones deep. get North Georgia to have some sort of pressure on Lenoir-Rhyne. But so far, their back line, Peyton has been able to hold up against Lenoir-Rhyne today.
Yes. I mean, like I said earlier, given UNG's only allowed 12 goals, I think this is probably one of the most skillful parts of the team.
Now North Georgia currently on a little bit of a gauntlet right now. Number 2 team and then number 9 team today.
It is
supposed to play Catawba earlier in the season, but that game got canceled.
But it does give a good warm-up towards the postseason, though. That's a good benefit towards this gauntlet.
Yeah, North Georgia currently sitting 5th in the regional rankings right now. So the season ended, they would be in the NCAA postseason, in the NCAA tournament. North Georgia not able to get anything away, any pressure there. Lenoir-Rhyne continues to apply it to the Nighthawks so far in this contest in the last 20 minutes or so.
But it's much better they have this gauntlet now, at the beginning of the year, because so when they go towards, like I said, the postseason, they will have that preparation against teams who they'll be playing towards in the postseason.
Clock will stop here with 53 and a half seconds on the clock. Set piece here for the Bears. See what they have in store. 53 seconds left in the first half. Sells that one into the box. That one headed away by Kat Watry, but then foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. Player might have gotten a hand on that ball.
Another strong attempt there that we've been seeing a lot. Just haven't seen one go down yet for Lenoir-Rhyne.
It's Brady Livingston over there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Clock stopping again.
It's been a common cycle for Lenoir-Rhyne. You'll see him get good looks, good attempts, great shots, but just one just can't go down right now.
Trying to put 25 seconds will be the correct time as they restart it. As North Georgia has an opportunity there potentially, and it's picked up by Riley Martin. As we approach halftime, Martin kicks us one deep over to midfield. Darby Olive over there for North Georgia. And that will bring us to an end of the first half. North Georgia, Darby Olive putting the Nighthawks up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. And we head to halftime here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. We'll take a commercial break. We'll come back and we'll recap the first half of this one between North Georgia and Lenoir-Rhyne. Once again, your score here at halftime, North Georgia up 1-0 over the Bears.
All right, show me how you did that again. I'm here.
You've got a lot of reasons to be here.
I'm here.
That's why we're here. At Georgia Heart Institute, our breakthroughs in artificial intelligence could accurately model and predict future heart problems decades in advance, so you can make plans today to be just where you're needed tomorrow.
Oh, I'm here.
The future of heart care. We're leading Georgia there. Georgia Heart Institute.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
At the heart of America's gold rush stands a beacon of leadership, tradition, and excellence. A university that has always led the way, forging an environment for broad-based academics, world-class athletics, and tomorrow's military leaders. The University of North Georgia. Learning and leadership, passion and preparation, transformation and tradition. We are the University of North Georgia.
We welcome you here to the halftime break here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Devin Kupka alongside Peyton Howell, and it is halftime here between the number 9 ranked team in the nation, Lenoir-Rhyne, and North Georgia. North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. Darby Olive, the difference maker for the North Georgia Nighthawks in this first half. Peyton, what'd you see from this first half from the Nighthawks' perspective that has really put them forward in this game or up ahead?
Defensive. Like, they're towards their defensive parts, towards the goal. Whenever you see Ryan get towards the goal, good looks, great shots, the saves are there, where they're back. And whenever, even though we couldn't get anything to go offensively, they got back quickly and prevent goals. So I thought that was very impressive.
Yeah, and we saw Lenoir-Rhyne. You take a look at the stats on here. There's been more shots by Lenoir-Rhyne, which it kind of doesn't. It didn't feel like that for really the majority of the first half. You saw North Georgia really in control for the most part, but 9 shots by Lenoir-Rhyne, 7 by North Georgia. Lenoir-Rhyne's actually gotten more shots off on goal than North Georgia has with 5 compared to 3, and Lenoir-Rhyne with 4 corners. You look over those stats. We talked about towards the end of the first half, Peyton. Lenoir-Rhyne seemed to get a little bit of momentum there, ending that first half, really after Darby Olive scored that goal.
Yeah, I mean, it shows me that's why they're ranked number 9 in the country. I mean, when they flip the switch, you know it, and they showed it here, because for a good team to go back to reset and just go and just don't stop and keep going, that shows their skill level.
And it's going to be interesting. Real quick here, before we touch on our Nighthawk notables here on the halftime report, what do you think North Georgia is going to have to do in the second half to regain momentum, get some more shots on goal? Because it looks like Lenoir-Rhyne is charging with a head full of steam, and that North Georgia back line is so far holding up. But what can they do going forward to regain this momentum?
Yeah, just keep pushing. It's simple. Just keep pushing. Don't stop. Just keep getting looks. Keep getting it downfield, and make your best effort to get past midfield. Because often towards the end after the goal, you would see him get to the midfield. Then quickly it would turn around and go straight back to North Georgia's goal.
And it's going to be an interesting second half indeed. North Georgia men's soccer coming up just after this game, a part of our doubleheader here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Senior day for the Nighthawks men's soccer team. They're going to be taking on the Bearcats out of Lander University. That'll come up after the conclusion of this one. So North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. It's time to take a look at our Nighthawk notables. Nighthawk basketball teams picked 3rd in Peach Belt Conference preseason polling. Emily Truschel, AJ White named all Peach Belt preseason all conference as we get the basketball season started in just a little over a week away. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Elise Baresi was the Peach Belt Conference Defender of the Week, second Nighthawk to win the weekly award this year. And our last notable, Nighthawk notable, women's cross country finished 3rd at the Peach Belt Conference Championship. And they had some good results this past weekend in Gainesville, Georgia. It's all part of as Claire Mills also had a very good day for the cross country team. Claire Mills became the first 6 all-conference selection in Peach Belt Conference history. So North Georgia making some history this past weekend. We mentioned there too, basketball. They're going to be starting up very shortly as well. And we also got check it out, our Nighthawk Sideline collection out now. Check it out on NighthawkSidelineShop.com. A lot of good gear on there. I've purchased some on there. Great gear for every sport that we have here at North Georgia. You can get a T-shirt ranging from every sport. That's all available, all a part of the Nighthawk collection at nighthawksidelineshop.com. When we come back here in Dahlonega, we'll get ready for the second half. North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne, and this concludes our halftime report here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. Second half coming up right after this.
Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by the Northeast Georgia Health System, the official healthcare partner of UNG Athletics. Bryan Properties, serving all your commercial real estate needs. Dahlonega Resort and Vineyard, escape to the North Georgia mountains for your next weekend getaway. Achasta, golf, community, and tranquility. Coca-Cola, the official sideline provider for North Georgia Athletics.
Back with you here in Dahlonega from our halftime break. North Georgia leading Lenoir-Rhyne 1-0. Darby Olive getting the lone goal in this one for the Nighthawks in this contest today. We'll see what North Georgia and both the Bearcats have in store. Welcome you guys back up to the broadcast booth. David Kupka and Peyton Howell. We were discussing there at halftime. North Georgia needing to regain momentum there, as it seemed like they were starting to lose just a little bit of it there as we were exiting or going into the end of the first half. What's going to be the big key here, Peyton, for North Georgia to come out victorious against the 9th-ranked team in the nation?
Keep the ball away from your own goal. Just keep pushing hard and hard. Do not stop. Just keep getting it away. Just keep pounding the other goal. Simple.
So wait to kick this one off.
But better, easier said than done against this good Bears team.
So wait to get this one underway. North Georgia taking the field. That back line holding up very well for North Georgia so far. But if you've been watching soccer, it only lasts for so long.
It takes one good look, and it's a tie game.
So it's just a little past 5 o'clock here, and we are underway for the second half. North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. Contested at midfield. We saw a lot of that towards the end of the first half. So a throw in here early for So a minute into this one in the second half. So Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make something happen. Currently in possession. Kicked over there on that far line. Kicked away by Arnoff. Arnoff there trying to apply some pressure. So you got Alex Clark, Cat Watry, and the Peach Belt Conference Defender of the Week, Elise Baresi, on the back line for North Georgia. And you got Sierra Fowler in goal for the Nighthawks. So just 2 minutes into this second half. North Georgia taking on the number 9 ranked team in the nation. With Columbus State winning this past Saturday against the UNG women's soccer team, Columbus State was able to take the regular season title in the Peach Belt Conference. And unlike last year, Peyton, where that game actually came to the final game of the regular season, which happened to be North Georgia-Columbus State. North Georgia, as we all know, Maysoon El-Shami, hero of that game in PKs. At the PK at the very end of the game, get North Georgia their first regular season title in program history. Did not happen like that. Now a little bit, Columbus State jumping out to that huge lead when it comes to the record, when it comes to the Peach Belt record and overall record. So, Peach Belt being wrapped up well over a week before the season ended.
Yeah. Well, watching this half right here, it's the exact same pattern as how the last half ended. It's beginning to midfield for North Georgia, and it's just been getting turned over.
Yeah, and and you said there, kind of in the beginning of the game, like really within the first 15 minutes, you could say, okay, maybe North Georgia has the edge a little bit in this one. Now, when headed into the box, could be a dangerous situation, and Sierra Fowler had to jump on that one. Looked like that was number 11, Kennedy Flowers, over there for Lenoir-Rhyne. 2 goals on the season for Kennedy Flowers in the 9 games that she's played this season. Now over to Paraletta on the far side. Now rolls out of play. North Georgia goal on the right, Lenoir-Rhyne on the left. North Georgia trying to flip sides here at half. 5 minutes into this one. It's kind of getting the feel of that first half, as I was trying to mention there before. Although you can give North Georgia the edge in that first half, really within the first 30 minutes or 25 minutes at least of play. This one just feels like it's contested at midfield, similar to that first half, but no team really has a clear edge.
I mean, you remember also that even in the beginning of that half, it was very much dead center of the field, and took a while for it to go either way until North Georgia finally made it go and put a goal on the board. And see if it'll be the same pattern here with this half.
See, Calista Marquette. Now over to to Rosa Gonzalez. Becker, Paraletta. Passing that one over on the near side to Anna Schuler. And kicked away by Riley Miller. Now on the right wing for Lenoir-Rhyne. Haven't seen too much of pressure from North Georgia, despite it being in their attacking third. Sun's starting to go behind the clouds here at at North Georgia. Here at Lynn Cottrell Park.
Fast looking a little breezy up here in Dahlonega.
Blackout night. Also senior night later on for the men's soccer team. They'll be taking on Lander in a Peach Belt Conference matchup. This is North Georgia, the women's soccer team. Their last non-conference matchup of the regular season. And now North Georgia trying to make something happen here. It's Bailey Oettinger. Now over to Nina Lopez. Now on the far side. Darby Olive getting tripped up there. No whistle called. Darby still looking for the...
Took another shot there to the back.
That one passed over the middle. It's like a foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. Not sure where it was. There's a bunch of Lenoir-Rhyne defenders. Might have been over in the area of Bailey Oettinger, potentially. Now Alex Clark kicking it back over to the back line. Kat Watry. All the back line defenders for North Georgia are just at the halfway point of the field, if not more inward. Now Alex Clark on the near side for North Georgia. Passes this one over to Lopez. Lopez trying to get that one inside the box, but Lenoir-Rhyne defender there. Now over into the feet of Evan O'Leary. Adley Wheeler having to backtrack a little bit. As Lopez kicks that one over to Fowler, who gets it back to Bracy. Bracy's pass going to get intercepted by Carlo Busquets. And now Bailey Oettinger putting the wheels on. Pass this one over to Darby Olive. Darby going to set that one in the box. Ball still in play. Now over to Olive, but foul called against North Georgia.
Even though there was no goal there, I'm leveling the aggression and the turn of events here.
Looks like the foul was by Allie Treadwell for the Nighthawks. North Georgia showing some aggression here. But we mentioned there the key is to not let go of that aggression, especially because it looked like Lenoir-Rhyne might have woke up a little bit towards the end of that first half.
Yes, and it's very, very important where if you're gonna start going and really pushing the goal, you cannot let up.
Now that was Lenoir-Rhyne with the takeaway, take it away from Emma Moreau. Foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. Another whistle. He pointing towards the bench, not sure. But a set piece here for the Nighthawks. It's going to be Nina Lopez on the kick. Well, she kicks it back to Watry. Now to Clark. Kat Watry. So you said this half has been contested for the most part at midfield and a little bit North Georgia moving the ball, but I haven't really seen anything out of Lenoir-Rhyne.
It's been very quiet for them. I'm very surprised with how they finished the last half, and it's like they let off the gas a little bit, which is confusing.
He's got two subs coming in for the Bears. It looks like number 11 Kennedy Flowers and Leonie Prossel coming off the pitch for the Bears. As Allie Ramsey and T. Sabin coming onto the field for Lenoir-Rhyne. Maybe those subs made there or to maybe get some pressure on this North Georgia defense. Whistle called.
See.
Evan O'Leary going to be here on the kick. We'll see where she kicks this one. This one set into the box. Headed away by a Nighthawk. Now over into the feet of Bailey Oettinger. Foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. North Georgia tries and scrambles. Now Lenoir-Rhyne had their 6-game win streak ended with a tie just last week against Limestone 1-1. But they've only scored a combined 2 goals in their last 2 games.
I mean, it shows it here. I mean, they're getting a bunch of good looks at the end of the first half, but they just couldn't finish it.
And North Georgia having one of the better lines, better back lines in the Peach Belt Conference. Lizzie Baresi, we've mentioned it a million times. She's back there right now for North Georgia. She has played over 200 consecutive minutes right now. She played 180 going into this game. Defender of the week, held Columbus State, the second best team in the nation, to just 1 goal last Saturday.
I mean, that shows, like you said, why she's the PBC Defender of the Week.
So that one kicked away out of the box. Now over to Alex Clark. Back over to Kat Watry. Kat Watry really filling on that role that Bailey Vessel left after last season. Graduated from North Georgia. Just a Peach Belt Conference Defender of the Year last year. Watry's filling that role alongside Elise Barasi as well. Another sub coming on for Lenoir-Rhyne. Can't quite see who's coming off for the Bears. We'll get it to you momentarily. Looks like Brady Livingston's coming onto the pitch for Nicole Aguar. So we're nearly 15 minutes into the second half, with 30 minutes left to go in the contest. And Peyton, what's your general feel of the second half so far?
It's been very much towards North Georgia's side. Watching how much more aggressive they have been getting throughout the second half, and out of that slight little, I would say, hole into the first half, they really stepped up and became more aggressive offensively, and really holding the Bears to not that many looks. So I'm really impressed with the amount how the change of patterns I've seen from North Georgia so far.
So yeah, a lot of the ball we've seen has been contested at midfield, or North Georgia attacking it, and it's kind of turning into the beginning of that first half. But as you said, it's going to be up to North Georgia to contain Lenoir-Rhyne. So that might have been their best look that they've had this whole second half right there.
I agree.
Ball was in the feet of Allie Ramsey. So that one thrown in. And this is the most action we've seen over in the box
Yeah.
for Lenoir-Rhyne this whole game, or not the whole game, excuse me, for the second half. It's going to be a corner kick for the Bears.
Good save.
Good save by Sierra Fowler there. Now North Georgia kicking this one out. Darby Olive on the chase. And going to be offsides on the Nighthawks. So if you look at the statistical breakdown of this game so far, Georgia up 1-0. We mentioned right there, it was Darby Olive here. I think it was on the near side, or maybe it was Bailey Oettinger. But Darby Olive getting that lone goal for North Georgia. But North Georgia getting outshot 9-7. Doesn't feel like it in this game.
They all kind of came towards the end of that first half when UNG's really getting pressed and really had no answer, but luckily no goals were allowed. It's been a really kind of different sway towards the momentum in this half.
So Nighthawk throwing, trying to alleviate some pressure off their defense here.
I don't want to say it will be game, but if North Georgia can get another goal here, I think it would really kind of be very more likely that North Georgia can come away with this one. Although the Bears are the number 1 team in the country, so you can't overthink or overestimate them or underestimate them. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I mentioned it too earlier that it kind of feels like Lenoir-Rhyne, not that they were asleep at the wheel or anything, but it kind of felt like after that Darby Olive goal that they kind of just woke up in the last 20 minutes of that first half, and you kind of have the feeling that this is the first half all over again, where North Georgia's been the one applying the most pressure, and it's just kind of a repeat. And let's say that the same thing happens again, North Georgia gets another goal, you're down 2-0. So, it's going to be interesting to see what Lenoir-Rhyne does going forward, but, you don't want to put yourself in a 2-hole right there.
Agreed, yeah.
Against this North Georgia squad. So if you remember, North Georgia, they made the NCAA tournament, and they could have potentially faced off against Lenoir-Rhyne too last year, but they were in that second bracket hosted by Catawba. You see some arguments from on the near side here. It looks like there's Evan O'Leary talking a little bit there. So O'Leary now trying to get that one over. That one in goal, or in the box. But it looks like that was Nina Lopez over there for North Georgia. Kicked away by, looks like Alex Clark. Now back in the feet of O'Leary. Allie Ramsey trying to get that one away. Now over to her teammate, Tia Sabin. Now Oettinger on the near side, passing this one over to supposed to be Emma Moreau. And isn't able to get anything out of there. Now Lenoir-Rhyne making a counterattack. And when we're talking there about a shift, you're kind of starting to get the feeling that it's starting to shift more towards Lenoir-Rhyne now.
Agreed. They're more and more slowly but surely getting more towards North Georgia's side. And it's really, and I hate to say it, but it could be, you never know. It takes one good look into a tie ball game.
Yellow card issued to a North Georgia player. Get that to you guys in a second. Clock stopped with 24:47 on the clock. Kick that one down into the box, headed away, and Sierra Fowler comes up with the grab. Another good grab by Sierra Fowler. North Georgia
having a really good night tonight.
North Georgia defense coming up and showing out the play. They've shown out the play in the last game against Columbus State. Pretty impressive showing here, especially when you get late in the season.
And when your best ball is coming towards late in the season, that really helps going into the postseason also.
And you kind of saw that with last year's team too, that win with Columbus State. And then in the Peach Belt tournament now, North Georgia, they suffered some pretty brutal injuries later in the year. Some of their best players going down, Maysoon El-Shami, Alexa Aronoff, just to name a few, going down late in the season. Makes you wonder how far this North Georgia team could have gone in the NCAA postseason last year.
Yeah, I mean, but this team also this year is looking like it could go the distance this year.
You've seen the rise of some of this team. Emma Moreau getting some time, the freshman out of Keller, Texas. And now North Georgia trying to make something happen here. Darby Olive near the right wing. It gets kicked out by a defender. Shot, and that one's way, way above the goal. Got some subs coming on. Shot was by Chloe Diaz. Diaz being another one of those players, sophomore out of Commerce, Georgia. She's stepped up big time. Sam Cottle as well. She's the freshman out of LaGrange, Georgia. She's had a really good season for North Georgia. You got a lot of these good players. Sierra Fowler came back this year. So a lot of good pieces. A lot of good pieces left, but a lot of players stepped in and have replaced those players.
Yes.
22 and a half minutes to go. Grace McGill on the pitch for North Georgia. Now Lenoir-Rhyne once again applying pressure. Now kicked out of the box. Bailey Oettinger there. And then Lenoir-Rhyne regaining possession. That one's sailing in the box. Kat Watry kind of juggle kicks that one out. Darby Olive trying to get that ball over to midfield. Relieve some pressure off this North Georgia back line. Now Grace McGill. Now over to Oettinger on the near side. And it just gets past Oettinger for the Bear throw-in.
And right now, you really been seeing Lenoir-Rhyne really getting more and more aggressive, just like the last half, almost identical. It was about this time or last half where things, momentum kind of shifted, like we said earlier, and unless Georgia has the answer, is it very much like the last half.
Yeah, Darby Olive scoring that goal in the 25th or 26th minute of the game. And we're getting to that point right now in the second half, that 25th minute, or at the 24th minute with 21 minutes left, or 21 minutes left to go in the second half. You're starting to get that feel, and Orion starting to pick things up again.
Very aggressive.
Throw in on the left wing for Lenoir-Rhyne. Yeah, ball might have. Not sure what happened there, but it's against the Lenoir-Rhyne. Sierra Fowler's going to have to come out of the box to kick this one. And it looks like the ref was talking to Kat Watry and Evan O'Leary. That one getting over the midfield point. Kick back. Now over to the feet of Adley Wheeler. Wheeler now back to the back line. Baracey there. Now to Clark. Clark back to Baracey. Lenoir-Rhyne attackers coming in. O'Leary there. That ball sails over the head of Oettinger. Oettinger having to go chase this one. And this one kicked over back to Riley Miller and the goalkeeper for the Bears. So as this point, last half, Darby Olive got that goal. So far from both teams, not a whole lot.
Nope, not at all.
10 shots for Lenoir-Rhyne, 10 shots, 8 shots for North Georgia. North Georgia trying to put some pressure back on Lenoir-Rhyne. Time winding down. Lenoir-Rhyne, remember, hasn't lost a game this season yet.
Unless they can get something going here, that's going to change. But there's still a lot of time left.
Lenoir-Rhyne's last loss came in the NCAA tournament last year against Florida Tech in the quarterfinals. In fact, Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't gotten a regular season loss in a while, and there's some action down there. Another close one.
Very, very, very. I hope you hit. I would hate to be a self-scored goal would be the tie game.
As we take a look back at that replay, there's another header by North Georgia Nighthawk. We've seen that a few times in this game where, like more or less early in the first half, that you saw a few headers inside the box by a Nighthawk defender. Could have gone the other way. Looks like that was Oettinger maybe on the far side of Darby Olive there. Lenoir-Rhyne back into possession.
You can really see the pace of play that Lenoir-Rhyne's really playing in right now. Very, very fast. Not letting up at all.
So 17:47 left to go in the second half. You have to go all the way back to September 14th of 2022 was the last time Lenoir-Rhyne lost a regular season contest. Over 2 years ago, that coming against UNC Pembroke at home in Hickory, North Carolina.
It's been a minute. It's been a long minute.
It's a 2-1 loss. So now Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make something happen. Kept away by North Georgia. Lenoir-Rhyne currently tied atop SAC Conference 7-0-2 with rival Catawba. Lenoir-Rhyne has 2 regular season games left to go after tonight. They actually got to take on number 21 Catawba next Wednesday, exactly a week from now at home. It's going to be a big game for Lenoir-Rhyne, and that's going to be presumably at the moment for the SAC Conference regular season title.
Very. And like I said earlier, momentum is not just a big factor in a game, but also in a season. And when you have a big win, like for example, if they do come away with this game versus North Georgia, that can really help them with their big game next week. But unless they can change something, Georgia's been there the whole game.
So yeah, North Georgia looking to hand Lenoir-Rhyne their first regular season loss since 2022. Their first loss overall since the NCAA tournament last year. North Georgia 9-3-1 coming into this game. Still boasting a really good record. Earlier this year, North Georgia was ranked nationally. Now Alex Clark on the charge for the Nighthawks. Alex Clark dancing around a Lenoir-Rhyne defender. Now over to Darby Olive. Darby Olive shoots this one, and it's just over the goal.
Slightly missed. That could have almost set this game in stone. Almost.
Darby Olive there. Just the kick was a little high. Just a little high for the senior out of Peachtree City, Georgia.
If that went in, it really would have put in the Bears in a hole, in a deep hole.
Less than 15 minutes left to go in this matchup. North Georgia looking to make something happen here, and Alex Clark coming in there for the Nighthawks. A couple of players get tripped up, and Sierra Fowler inside the 6-yard box eventually falls on the ball. That was Alex Clark, and looked like that was Taya Sabin for Lenoir-Rhyne over there. Could have been dangerous, but Alex Clark really making a big move right there.
That's been very common the whole match. I mean, from the first half to now, from there have been so many identical looks just like that, but they've just not been able to just convert and put a score on the board. And it's really hard to, I mean, considering that North Georgia's only allowed 12 goals this year, that's a hard task. But with the amount of looks they've taken, it's really saying something about this North Georgia defense.
Clock stopped. Looks like Darby Olive got tripped up on the far side. 13:23 left in the second half. Darby stepping off the pitch. Or excuse me. Looks like it was Bailey Oettinger stepping off the field for the Nighthawks. As Chloe Diaz steps back on the pitch for the Nighthawks. So Nighthawks try to make something happen.
Ball's in the ball. Good.
Twelve and a half minutes to go. North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. Lenoir-Rhyne currently the 9th ranked team in the nation. It's only the second time North Georgia has faced off against a ranked opponent this year. And that being Columbus State this past Saturday, who they lost to 1-0. A very close matchup.
And these games are going to be extremely similar, except on the opposite side. Instead of being the team with 0, we actually are the one who is actually trying to play to keep the score the way it is. Instead of last week, like right here, good stop.
Good stop by Sierra Fowler. That one sailed in the box and into her territory, and she's able to come up with the grab. We've seen her fly around all today, and just seeing all the amazing stops that she's made.
She's been busy over there. I don't think she's gone a break at all the whole match.
Clock going to stop again. 11:41 on the clock. So wait for the action to resume. It's going to be a kick deep for Lenoir-Rhyne from midfield. It's going to sail into the box. Sierra Fowler yet again with another grab. Ball getting contested midfield. Grace McGill over there. Trying to put this one in the box over where Chloe Diaz is. Now back out to Nina Lopez. Lopez, that one kicked away by Lenoir-Rhyne defender, and Lenoir-Rhyne comes up with the takeaway. Trying to make something happen, but Alex Clark able to regain control for North Georgia just for a second there before Lenoir-Rhyne comes up with the interception.
Stop.
Throw in for the Bears. Tia Saban throwing it in. Over to Ava Hartman. Now contested in the box. Over there with Allie Ramsey. Ramsey kicking that one out. Now McGill on the far side for North Georgia, making some space downfield. Ball kicked out of bounds, but it's going to be a throw in from McGill. So we have under 10 minutes to go in this one. Just joining us, Devin Kupka alongside Peyton Howell. Darby Olive getting the lone goal so far in this game in the first half, mid-first half, 20 minutes in. It's like a bicycle kick inside the box. No whistle called. Nighthawk player goes down, gets right back up. It's Alexa Arnoff over there. Far side. Ball contested. Whistle called against Lenoir-Rhyne. And now you're kind of seeing that, feel that the momentum's starting to kind of go back in North Georgia's favor.
Very, yeah. There's a very long period where it was really in the Bears' favor. Like, North Georgia was on its heels almost for a long, long time. And like you said right now, it's kind of looking like North Georgia's kind of taking over at the perfect time also. Yeah, perfect time also.
Another foul, another whistle against Lenoir-Rhyne. Now Alex Clark. See what they do. Ball hit away now over to Baracey. Baracey having to chase after this one. One-on-one with Allie Ramsey. Now watch her kicking that one up in the air. O'Leary's over there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Now Nighthawk defense trying to make their way downfield. Now North Georgia coming with the takeaway. That's Diaz over there on the midfield. Diaz now over the far side to McGill. Grace McGill shoots this one, but left of the goal. You can get all the latest Nighthawk sideline gear at the Nighthawk Sideline Shop. You can check out all the gear that all the athletes and administration wears with the new NG logo. Get all of your gear today at nighthawksidelineshop.com. Wear what the Nighthawks wear. So we had another sub there. And now Lenoir-Rhyne trying to make some way. Taken away by Elise Baracey. Whistle called against North Georgia. Now you had Blanca Cruz there chasing after. Like McGill got wrapped up there, and they call it at midfield. Under 7 minutes to go. North Georgia up 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. North Georgia looking to hand Lenoir-Rhyne's first loss in the regular season since the 2022 season.
This would be a huge, huge win.
It's been over 2 years. Wednesday, September 14th against UNC Pembroke.
Building off of this, going into the postseason to be huge.
North Georgia having to play Lander, and that's it for the regular season for the Nighthawks, as they'll go into Peach Belt Conference play and then presumably NCAA tournament play as well. Every year that Kaylee Ralton's been the head coach of the UNG women's soccer program, she's taken them to the NCAA postseason.
And it's looking like you have another one this year.
Now Diaz over there inside the box. Alexa Arnoff, whistle called, and it looks like we might be heading to PKs.
There we go.
Penalty committed inside the box. Clock will stop with 5:56 left to go.
If made, this could, not officially, but could be a huge, huge hole for the Bears. Almost impossible to
in
get.
essence, what you're saying, the dagger.
Yeah, there you go.
So let's see, the Nighthawk that's going to be on the kick. It's going to be one-on-one with Riley Miller. Looks like that's going to be number 3, Adley Wheeler on the kick. Whistles go. Adley Wheeler kicks this one, and it is blocked by Riley Miller. That was a huge block. Clock will stop once again.
Wow. Huge. That was beyond huge.
You kind of get the jolt from the Lenoir-Rhyne fans that are in attendance,
Very.
making their presence known.
100%.
Well, we've got under 5:30 left to go. North Georgia looking to pick up their first ranked win of the season. They held Columbus State last week, and the number 2 team in the nation, to only 1 goal. Lise Baresi, due to her efforts, won Peach Belt Defender of the Week. Whistle called. This one against Lenoir-Rhyne. That one just outside the box. It's 4:50 left to go. Looks like Adley Wheeler on the kick again. See what North Georgia does here. 2 defenders coming after. It's on the far side. Another whistle against. It's like Darby Olive there on the far side. Darby Olive frustrated. Clock's going to stop. 4:21. Yellow card. Looks like it's issued to Darby Olive. Not what you want to see here late in the game, only being up 1. So 4:20 left to go. Another whistle against Lenoir-Rhyne. Things starting to get a little chippy here in Dahlonega.
Very. Yeah, one side trying to keep their streak alive, on the other side is trying to get a huge win going to the postseason. So there are a lot of stakes on the line tonight.
Clock stopping once again. 3:56 left to go. It's going to be sailed in there. .345 left to go. Riley Miller kicking this one deep over to midfield. Darby Olive with the header there. Grace McGill with the takeaway. Now Darby Olive on the far side. Highly contested there. Ball rolling out of bounds. Out of bounds on North Georgia. It's going to be a Lenoir-Rhyne throw-in. Throw it in on the far side. Now North Georgia regaining possession. Baresi kicking this one over to midfield. Now back over in the area, Baresi. 2 Nighthawk defenders over there in the area of Ava Hartman. Hartman going inside the box. Charging. He's going to shoot this one, but it looks like that went off the foot of Alex Clark. Last time North Georgia was down there in the box, or Lenoir-Rhyne was, Alex Clark was the Nighthawk to get the save on that one.
Yeah, it's the whole everyone's pitching in tonight. It's great.
Another whistle called this one against Lenoir-Rhyne. Clock ticking, 2:42 left to go.
That stop may have been the clutchest play of the game.
We have 2:30 left. It's like that was Alexa Arnoff there on the far side kicking that off, but immediately intercepted by Hartman. Now over to the near side. Lenoir-Rhyne charging down the field. Looked like that was Tia Sabin getting tripped up. No whistle called. Ball bouncing in and out of the box there. Brady Livingston. Clock's going to stop. Looks like I might have an injured player on the field potentially. It's like Darby Olive. Got 2:04 left in the game.
Basically, right now, North Georgia's key should be playing keep away. Just keep it as far away as possible. But going now should not be trying to score their goal right now. It should be their easiest giveaway.
One of North Georgia's best midfielders stepping off the pitch.
This could be a huge loss for a crucial part of the game. Or match, excuse me.
So stepping on for Darby is number 19, Emma Moreau. So now we got 2 minutes left to go in this matchup. That one kicked away by North Georgia. 1:40 left to go. Now over to Baresi. Now Baresi on the defense there, headed away by Alexa Arnoff. 1:10 left to go. Now North Georgia charging on the far side. Under a minute to go now.
Hold on for one more minute.
Lenoir-Rhyne trying to exhaust everything. Lenoir-Rhyne's 6-game winning streak was snapped this past weekend to Limestone in a 1-1 tie game. Foul against Lenoir-Rhyne. 30 seconds left to go. You're starting to feel it coming for North Georgia. Got under 30 seconds to go. Throw in on the right wing. Grace McGill, Alexa Arnoff there. 15 seconds. North Georgia taking all the time in the world. 10 seconds to go. North Georgia looking to beat their first ranked opponent of the season. And North Georgia does it. Picks up their biggest win of the season, taking down the 9th-ranked team in the nation and the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears.
Wow.
North Georgia improves their record to 10-3-1 on the season, and North Georgia has just handed Lenoir-Rhyne's first loss in the regular season since Wednesday, September 14th, 2022, and this is also Lenoir-Rhyne's first loss since the NCAA tournament last year in a loss against Florida Tech. Man, what a game, Peyton. What was your takeaway from there from North Georgia?
All things must come to an end at some point. In this case, it was Lenoir-Rhyne's streak. But North Georgia, great defense. I mean, that's what they're known for the whole season. And, like, just the ability to come off a tough loss against a very good team and just bounce back and get this win is huge for momentum, which is also in the season. But just enjoy this game right now and then focus on the future after the night.
So North Georgia just barely losing to Columbus State, the second-ranked team in the nation. Where do you see this team going forward?
I don't see a limit. Honestly. I don't see as far as they want to go, which could be, I think, all the way. I don't see a team they can compete with, personally.
So North Georgia women's soccer team picking up their biggest win of the season, handing Lenoir-Rhyne their first regular season loss in 2 years. With the final score, North Georgia winning 1-0 over Lenoir-Rhyne. It was Darby Olive in that first half, getting the lone goal of the game. Well, we've got more action coming up next here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. North Georgia men's soccer team taking on the Lander Bearcats, and that's going to be a good matchup indeed. Well, we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back on the other side with North Georgia and Lander, a men's soccer matchup, all part of the blackout doubleheader here at Lynn Cottrell Park. For Devin Kupka and Peyton Howell saying so long from Dahlonega, we will see you guys in just about a half hour for UNG and Lander. Once again, your final score, North Georgia women's soccer beating the 9th-ranked team in the nation, Lenoir-Rhyne 1-0.